Skate Season 2 is finally here, and before we talk about what is in the update, we need to address the real question. Not whether the new content is fun for a day, not whether the new tricks are cool. The bigger question is whether Skate can actually survive as a live service game. Because if we look at every update this game is released, the answer keeps becoming clearer. Each time the game gets new content, the player count spikes for 2 or 3 days, and then everything drops right back down. The excitement fades, and the same issues return. This pattern does not happen because players do not care. It happens because the live service model does not fit Skate in any way. It never has, and Season 2 proves it once again. To survive as a live service game, you need depth, you need progression, you need evolving gameplay, you need systems that create long-term engagement. Instead, we get seasonal cosmetics, shallow challenges, and tiny map additions. None of that creates sustained engagement, none of that supports a live service model, and none of that keeps the community alive for more than a few days at a time. Skateboarding games thrive on creativity, expression, and skill-based repetition. That is exactly why Skate 1, 2, and 3 lasted for years. Those games were complete from day one. You did not need a season pass to enjoy them. You did not need rotating shops or event currencies. The experience was whole and deep at the moment you launched it. The classic series had real game modes that kept players hooked. Skate created endless one-on-one battles. Spot battles kept people grinding tricks for hours. Death Race created speed, chaos, and rivalries. Trick battles and Hall of Meat modes were pure replay value. These modes did not need live service seasons. They were fun forever because they were built correctly. Now compare that to Skate's modern structure. Timed challenges, cosmetic rewards, very small map updates, co-op objectives instead of competitive depth. The entire model fights against what makes skateboarding fun. Skateboarding is not about completing checklists, it's about creativity. Live service is not about creativity, it's about grinding. That is the fundamental disconnect. Season 2 introduces new tricks, new map additions, improved visuals, co-op modes, and better replay editor, but none of these additions fix the real problem. Impossibles in every stance are fun, but tricks will never hold players once the novelty fades. Every update proves this. You tried the new tricks for a day, you record a clip, and then the game returns to feeling empty. Vert parks on rooftops offer nothing because vert is one of the most lackluster mechanics in the game. Adding more places to feel the limitations does not create replay value. The tunnel skate park is mostly flat ground, which is something you can already find everywhere in the city. It does not change how you play. It does not open new systems. It adds new scenery, not content. Map updates have become new backdrops for the same lack of depth. The best feature in Season 2 is the upgraded replay editor. The new keyframe tools are fantastic. They give players real creative freedom. But this is also where the problem becomes obvious. If players stop engaging with the world, what is there to record? A great camera system cannot save a gameplay loop. That gives players nothing worth filming. Creativity needs inspiration, and inspiration requires systems, modes, depths, and challenges. Without those, even the best replay tools will eventually sit unused due to lack of players. Another major issue is the total disconnect between the developers and the community. Players have been begging for classic modes since launch. Instead, we keep getting co-op tasks with timers. Nobody asked for that. Nobody has ever begged for group-based checklist challenges. These modes feel like extended tutorials, not competitive experiences, and yet every season pushes more of the same. This is not listening. This is missing the point entirely. After spending real time with the update, it becomes obvious that the issues are not just structural. Season 2 actively made parts of the game worse. The first thing you notice is the character models. They were updated, but somehow the new models look even more unnatural, and the faces look uncanny. The characters have this strange, almost creepy look compared to what they had before. It feels like a step backwards, not forward. But the bigger issue hits the moment you start skating. The flow of the game has been broken. Controls feel unresponsive in ways they never did before. Tricks do not come out smoothly. The one thing Skate had going for it, the flow and the ability to hop on for 10 minutes and bang out clean lines, is now buried under bugs. And then you start hitting the new props and additions in the city. Grinding is completely inconsistent on a large portion of the objects they added. You clip, you bounce off, or the grinds instantly like the collision was not tested at all. It feels like these pieces were thrown into the map at the last minute without any real polishing. All of this combines into something that is hard to ignore. The flow is just completely gone. The rhythm is broken. The experience feels held together with tape instead of confidence. What used to make skate fun was the smoothness, the lines, and the creativity. Season 2 disrupts all of that and replaces it with a fresh coat of paint. And in some cases, literally. The Rolling Wave skate park is just a new splash of color over the same old problems. This update does not elevate the game, it exposes how fragile the entire experience is. When a live service game breaks its flow, loses loses its polish and disrupts the core feeling of playing, there is nothing left underneath to support it. This is not growth. This is not forward momentum. This is skateboarding held back by rushed development and a model that does not respect what makes the sport or the series special. We also have to talk about the community itself, because every time someone speaks up about the lack of depth or the sloppy development, they get attacked for being negative or ungrateful. If you question the direction of the game, you are pushed out of the Reddit or Discord. If you ask for higher standards, people accuse you of complaining. There is a group of players who will defend anything, even if the game is clearly falling short. They accept crumbs and act like criticism is harmful, but the truth is the opposite. The players who criticize want the game to reach its potential. The ones who silence criticism are the reason the bar keeps dropping. It is almost like they forgot what Skate used to be. Honestly, you can boot up Skate 1, 2, or 3 today and have a better time than you do in the new Skate. Those games are still fun because they were complete. Skate is not. Skate is not the sequel players waited for. It is not the evolution the franchise needed. It is a step-down free-to-play experiment that falls flat in every major category. Right now, the player retention is weak, the content is shallow, the updates are very temporary, and the multiplayer modes are missing. The world barely evolves, and without meaningful systems to support engagement, the population keeps dropping after every update. That is how free-to-play games die. If Skate had launched as a complete premium title for $40 to $60, built on the foundation of Skate 1, 2, or 3, it could have sold millions. It could have been the next true step for the series, but instead, the game sold itself short with a live service model that does not match what skateboarding games are. They tried to build a live service product in a genre that does not benefit from one, and that is why the game keeps falling short, and that is why the game keeps failing to grow. That is why players leave, and that is why nothing changes. The servers will eventually shut down long before the franchise deserves. Skate does not fail because it lacks potential, it fails because it is being forced into a structure that does not fit. The live service model cannot support a game built on creativity, expression, and community competition. No amount of tricks, rooftop parks, cosmetics, or co-op challenges will fix that. Skate is not missing updates, it is missing identity. And until the developers rebuild the foundation and return to what made the original games great, every season will look exactly like this one. A small moment of hype followed by another long silence. Season 2 did not ruin Skate, the live service model did. And if nothing changes, the future of the franchise will repeat the same fate as every other live service game that tried to survive without the structure to support it. The game will simply die. Thank you for watching. Peace.